What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. It's your boy ConjurusHex, and today I'm going to go over how to break monster immunities. I'm going to get into the math of it, get into the calculations, show you how it's done. The real reason I started thinking about this is because of this new rune word, Plague. 20% chance to cast level 12 lower resist when struck. And this got the gears turning to see if, hey, is Plague can it turn into maybe a budget Infinity? Maybe put it on an Act 5 Barbarian Mercenary and have him cast lower resist. Maybe that can break immunities. We'll see. We'll do a little bit of science in this. We'll find that it can break some and not others. It's not like the best. Obviously, Infinity is better. Infinity is obviously better. Level 12 Conviction Aura is much better at breaking immunities. But hey, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's get back to basics. So there's two ways to break immunities in the game, full stop. Conviction Aura from a Paladin. It's an aura that a Paladin can use to, as it says, reduce enemy resistances. That's one way. The second way is the lower resist curse from a Necromancer. You level it up, and as you level it up further, it'll break more and more resistances when you cast the curse on a monster. Those are literally the only two ways. Maybe I can't remember, but I think maybe Cold Mastery you can break them. I think that was a change in D2R, but I'm not going to talk about that. For now, Paladin Conviction Aura and lower resist curse from Necromancer. So the easy thing to say is, how do you break immunities? Well, play one of those classes, especially the Paladin. The Conviction Aura from the Paladin is the most powerful way to do so. But not all of us want to play those two classes. There are ways that you can get these two abilities with other classes, and these are going to be the two ways that you get them. An Infinity Polearm on an Act 2 Mercenary. When you equip it, it gives you a level 12 Conviction Aura that can break immunities. And now, this rune word, level 12 lower resist. Now, you may think that, hey, maybe this rune word, Flickering Flame, can help break resistances. It says minus to enemy fire res. Why can't it help break fire immunes? Well, that's just not how it works. Full stop. To break an immune monster, you'll have to use Conviction or lower resist. Now, let me get into why that is, into what's actually happening in the calculations for immune monsters. So, all monsters have resistance stats, just like you do here. And whenever a monster's resistance to an element is 100 or higher, that makes it immune to that element. The only way to break that is to reduce that percentage from, let's say, if it's 120, like 120 fire res, and you reduce that to 99, then that breaks it. And then once it hits that 99 resistance threshold, then the minus 13 to enemy fire res would apply. One important thing to note is that the minus enemy res that's applied with a Conviction Aura or with a lower resist curse on immune monsters is 5 times less effective. So what that means is that for every 1 point of resistance that you need to reduce an immune monster, you need a minus 5 enemy resistances to bring it down 1 point. So here's what I mean. Let's do an example. So for example, a Doom Knight in the Chaos Sanctuary has 110 fire res. You can just look this up on a Diablo wiki. Doom Knight in the Chaos Sanctuary has 110 fire res. So we need to bring that 110 down to 99 before its immunity is considered broken. So 110 minus 99, that's 11 points of fire resistance that we need to reduce it by. So if we need to use 5 times as much minus res, that means that we at least need to have either a Conviction Aura or a lower resist curse that can reduce 55% minus enemy resistance. And with simply an Infinity, a level 12 Conviction Aura, a level 12 Conviction Aura reduces enemy resistances by 80%. So a level 12 Conviction Aura is enough to break a Doom Knight's resistance to fire. Let's see if Conviction level 12 does a minus 85 enemy resistances, we can calculate the maximum resist a monster might have that we could still break. You go 85 divided by 5, since it's 5 times less effective. It's that 17 plus 99, which is the threshold at which you need to get it to have that immunity break. So if my math is right, if a monster has 116 resistance or below, you can break that simply with an Infinity polearm on your mercenary. That's why this polearm is quite effective with lightning sorceresses, because if you actually look up on a Diablo wiki, what resistances the lightning immune monsters have, a lot of them are like 110, which is easy to break with this, the 116 threshold that I just mentioned in this calculation. A lot of the lightning immunes only have 110 lightning resist, but that can't be said for a lot of fire immunes and especially cold immunes. Some of the cold immune monsters have upwards of like 140 or even more cold res, so it's literally impossible. All right, here's the final point that I really wanted to make, and I was kind of getting excited for. I might even title this video, hey, is Plague the a budget infinity. And by that, I mean, could you hire an Act 5 Barbarian Mercenary, give him a Plague, give him a chance to cast level 12 lower resist, and will that work to break immunities? Cham Shale that's a lot cheaper than 2 Burrs. Burr Mal Burr is. That is way cheaper than an Infinity. If you're really scrounging for cash and you don't have enough wealth to get that Infinity, maybe you can just use a Plague. So let's try it out. Let's hire an Act 5 Mercenary.
Morning.
And you obviously got to pick one with the funniest name. Let's see. Yermanloff. Guthloff? Yermanloff. All right, I'm going to give him a Plague Cryptic Sword since it happens to have more damage compared to my little weenie Crystal Sword. Boom. Plague. Let's give him an Andariel's. Boom. Let's give him a big boy Fortitude, Sacred Armor.
I'll put that to good use.
All right, so now I'm gonna, forego my Plague in my hand since I don't really want to be in the action, to be honest, and get hit. I'm kind of at this point just trying to see, could I use Plague as a budget Infinity, give it to an Act 5 Mercenary? So it's not as good as Infinity because it's not always active. You have to have him get in the action and get hit and have it cast on striking. So let's see. And I can already tell you it's not going to break the immunities of the Venom Lords. I just happen to already know. I already know that it has too much immunity to break. It's impossible to break, even with Conviction and Lower Resist combined. So let's get in here. Let's see if we can break the immunities of some Doom Knights. Let's find some first. So let's see. I'm sure he'll proc it eventually. Let's just wait for the curse to proc. There it is. It's proc. And that Doom Knight right there. There you go. When it's cursed with low resist, that red symbol turns off. There you go. Looks like it works for this case. And that's pretty cool. And the thing is that a Conviction Aura wouldn't break the Venom Lord's immunity anyways. So if I was a Fire Druid farming Chaos Sanctuary, then having a Plague on an Act 5 Mercenary is just as effective as an Infinity, other than the fact that the Mercenary has to get hit and it has to proc the curse to work. And another reason why perhaps a Fire Druid can viably farm Chaos Sanctuary is because his spells, and let me just get out of here real quick. To explain this. His spells, his fire spells, do have an aspect to it where it adds physical damage. So Molten Boulder, it has, as you can see, it says there, damage 1,101. That's just regular damage. That's not fire damage. That's that concussive damage it does when that big fiery boulder is actually hitting something. And then, of course, it has a fire damage as well, which doesn't damage the Venom Lords. Same with Volcano. It has a regular physical damage aspect to it that makes it viable to use in a fire immune situation. So let's see how that works. If we can, even though we can't break the immunity of the Venom Lords, we can still do damage to them. So my Merc is actually doing great work just hitting them himself. But if you can kind of notice, even without, and I'm lucky there's a Venom Lord pack here, I can cast Volcano and Molten Boulder and actually do good work against the Venom Lords. So you can even see that the lower resist curse is on them. It doesn't break it. But because my Fire Druid skills do physical damage as well, it's still viable to use. And that's great. That's why I'm kind of digging this Act 5 Mercenary. I might use him as my main. We shall see. I think the true test, though, is doing the Infector of Souls seal over here. So at least when I'm facing the Doom Knights, whose immunity we can break with Plague, I use Firestorm, I use my fire skills, and then when we're facing a monster that I know I can't break the immunity, I simply use Molten Boulder and Volcano exclusively, just because I know they have that physical damage element to them. And everything else that isn't fire immune, I mean, easy peasy for Fire Druid. I mean, this isn't supposed to be a Fire Druid video, but hey, I'm loving that this is more and more viable. All right, so this I just need to exclusively use Molten Boulder and Volcano. See, it's not going to be easy, but it is possible. It is possible. You can use Molten Boulder, I believe, 3 times before you can recast Volcano. So, a little mana starved right now. Given that I'm not using an Insight Merc, you do have to chug a lot of mana potions, but hey. A combination of using your physical damage, elemental fire skills, Molten Boulder and Volcano, in addition to, your mercenary just doing damage himself, kind of proves that even though you come across fire units as a fire druid, you can still deal with them. You don't have to completely avoid this area simply because there's immunes. This guy's fire immune, but I can still smash him with my Molten Boulder.
I need mana.
Not even death can save you from me.
Alright, just for the fun of it, let's just fight the big D-man, see how we do. This has nothing to do with immunities, I'm just doing it for fun. Not the fastest boss killer in the world, given that Diablo obviously would have a higher fire res than the other bosses. Hey, that's cute. Oh hey, Titan's Revenge. Anyways, this is the PTR, so I don't care. GG. Actually, I'm just kidding. I'll keep it. But anyways, I hope this guide made sense. I hope I explained it properly. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of numbers and math involved. So, there's some immunities you can break, and hey, some that you can break with just Plague. So maybe in that aspect, Plague is kind of like a budget infinity that you can use on an Act 5 Mercenary. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my video if you want to see more videos on your feed. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.